With financial support from Sanders and Hubbard, Bell hired Thomas Watson as his assistant, and the two of them experimented with acoustic telegraphy. On June 2, 1875, Watson accidentally plucked one of the reeds, and Bell, at the receiving end of the wire, heard the overtones of the reed, overtones that would be necessary for transmitting speech. That demonstrated to Bell that only one reed or armature was necessary, not multiple reeds. This led to the gallows, sound-powered telephone, which could transmit indistinct, voice-like sounds, but not clear speech. Bell died of complications arising from diabetes on August 2, 1922, at his private estate in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, at age 75. Bell had also been affected by pernicious anemia. His last view of the land he had inhabited was by moonlight on his mountain estate at 2 a.m. while tending to him after his long illness. Mabel, his wife, whispered, "Don't leave me." By way of reply, Bell signed, "No," lost consciousness, and died shortly after. On learning of Bell's death, the Canadian Prime Minister, Mackenzie King, cabled Mrs. Bell, saying, "My colleagues in the government join with me in expressing to you our sense of the world's loss in the death of your distinguished husband. It will ever be a source of pride to our country that the great invention, with which his name is immortally associated, is a part of its history. On the behalf of the citizens of Canada, may I extend to you an expression of our combined gratitude and sympathy." Bell's coffin was constructed of bean bra pine by his laboratory staff, lined with the same red silk fabric used in his tetrahedral kite experiments. To help celebrate his life, his wife asked guests not to wear black, the traditional funeral color, while attending his service, during which soloist Jean MacDonald sang a verse of Robert Louis Stevenson's Requiem, "Under a wide and starry sky, dig the grave and let me lie. Glad did I live and gladly die, and I laid me down with a will." Upon the conclusion of Bell's funeral, for 1 minute at 6:25 p.m. Eastern Time, every phone on the continent of North America was silenced in honor of the man who had given to mankind the means for direct communication at a distance. Alexander Graham Bell was buried atop Bean Bra Mountain, on his estate where he had resided increasingly for the last 35 years of his life, overlooking Bras d'Or Lake. He was survived by his wife Mabel, his 2 daughters, Elsie May and Marion, and 9 of his grandchildren.